Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the 3 in V's shells crochet stitch. If you're familiar with the double crochet V stitch, this is going to seem really familiar to you. This creates a semi-airy fabric, really easy to work up, super great for color work. You will need to know how to do the double crochet. If you do not, I will have a link down in the description below for a video tutorial on how to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you already know how to do it. So let's get started. Okay, our multiple today is any multiple of 3 plus 1. So you're going to chain in multiples of 3 till you get to the width that you want. Then you're going to add 1. We're going to start the 5th chain from the hook. Now remember, this loop on your hook never counts as a stitch. So we're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that 5th stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. Now that chain 4 that we skipped counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Now chain 1, and in that same stitch, add another double crochet. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches, so 1, 2, and in the 3rd stitch, work a double crochet, a chain 1, and in the same stitch, another double crochet. This is just like the double crochet V stitch. Now skip 2 more chains, and in the 3rd chain, do a double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet. And you're just going to continue to work these until you have 2 stitches left on your starting chain. All right, I have worked to the end of my row. I have 2 stitches left. If you do not, you need to go back and make sure that you haven't added anything or missed anything, because you need to have those 2 stitches left. Remember, it is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip 2 stitches. We have 2 stitches left, and this is going to mirror what we did at the beginning of our row. So we're going to skip the second to last stitch, and in that last stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. This is going to match that chain 3 at the beginning of our row. And we're going to chain 2 and turn, and now we can start on row 2. That chain 2 for row 2 counts as our double crochet. And because it counts as our double crochet, we're not going to work into the stitch below that. What we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and work into that chain 1 space from that V stitch from the row below. So yarn over and make a double crochet, and in that same space work 2 more double crochets. So there's number 2 and there's number 3. So we'll have a total of 3 double crochets in those chain 1 spaces. So immediately working into the next chain 1 space from the V stitch from the row below, 1 double crochet, 2, and 3. And we will continue to repeat this until we get to the end of our row. This is super duper easy. Okay, when you have worked all of your double crochet clusters into all of your chain 1 spaces, you're going to have 2 stitches left. In the top of that chain 3 from our starting chain, we're going to do a double crochet. This is going to match our chain 2 from the beginning of this row. So make sure that you're getting into the very tippy top of that chain 3. That'll help keep your rows nice and straight. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn. And now we're going to work on row 2. Row 2 is just going to be a repeat of row 1, but I'm going to show you how to work this. Now remember that chain 2 counts as a double crochet, so you're not going to work into the stitch below that one. You're going to skip the stitch next to that, and in that middle stitch of the double crochet from the 3 double crochets from the row below, do a double crochet, a chain 1, and in the same stitch, another double crochet, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches. In the 3rd stitch, do a double crochet, a chain 1, and in that same stitch another double crochet. So you're working these V stitches into the top of the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets from the row below. Don't forget to work that double crochet in the top of that turning chain when you get to the end of the row. And that is it. That's all there is to it. And that is all there is for me today, folks. If you missed anything, feel free to go back and rewatch. I will have a link down in the description below for written instructions in the Ruby Grace Stitch Library. Thanks so much for stopping by. Love your face.